Okay, Mage it is.
My magic will prevail.
Right. Okay.
My magic
There we go.
will prevail.
Not totally convinced of Twilight Drake. 3-drops are hard to obtain. Mage has a lot of good force, like Fireball. Oh, sorry for that. So what I was about to say is that I think Kirin Mage can get really good value if I pick up some secrets. Twilight Drake most of the time is kinda like a Yeti, depending on what the deck will look like, but drawn late game it's usually bad. Like worse than a Yeti. And Mage has a lot of good force, like Water Elemental and Fireballs are almost auto picks, so you would rather pick them. And 3-drops are most of the time hard to contain, to get. And a 4-3 trades better with things than a plain 3-3. And this has the upside of maybe getting a secret. So long story short, there we go. Pretty easy Chugger. And there we go already. With 3 good cards. I would pretty much like all of them, especially because I have the Kirin Mage now, but Water Elemental is just too good not to pick. Well, I hope I'll get more secrets, but Flamestrike should be the card to get here. A 1-drop should be really good. And Polymorph is another good 4-drop. Yeah, I should probably pick some hard removal over the Spectre Knight, although I like the Spectre Knight a lot. Ouch. I'm just 6 cards into the deck, so I'm not sure how the deck will look like. I'm kind of tempted towards the duplicate, just because then I could pick up some Mad Scientists later, and I have something to like combo it with right now. But I might get some very silly minions that I couldn't play afterwards. I'm not sure. Maybe just Bloodsail Raider to get a 2-3 out. Would have a lot of resilient early game then already. I picked the duplicate. Just because why not? I think Smith. Shade? Shade looks pretty good. Twilight Drake again, but I think with the Mana Wyrm, I kind of want an unstable portal. Oh, so many good 3-drops today. Haunted Creeper. Yeah, I don't have much early game so far. Haunted Creeper should be really good. Snowchugger again. Do I have any dragons? I passed up on 2 Twilight Drakes, no dragons. Second Flamestrike. Over these 2, yeah. Sure. Second Polymorph. Another good 3-drop. It's interesting that I don't get like many 4s, but that's a 4. Ah, okay, second Poly. Second Water. A lot of good cards so far. Third Water Elemental or Sorcerer's Apprentice. Halfway through the draft. 1, 2, 3 2-drops. This kind of counts, maybe. I don't have much late game so far. Water Elementals are quite a beast. I only have 2 real 4-drops so far. But Sorcerer's Apprentice combos with like Duplicate, Unstable Portal. And maybe Flamestrikes even. It's also a good body. Oh, this is rough. I think I go Water though. Just because it's like my only 2 4-drops so far. That's close too, but I think a second 1-drop should be good. And now I think it's Crusher because I have a few good 3-drops so far. It's like only 3, but I don't have any late game. So I'm pretty much torn between these 2. I think Crusher's better, yeah. It's also a dragon. This might be of interest later. I didn't pick the Sorcerer's Apprentice, otherwise I might have picked this Portal. But that's a good late game card too. Crusader. Oh, there's a Fireball. Or Senjin. I have a lot of 4 spells already. Huh. Kinda like a luxury problem here. Do I have something that I want to pound back? Most of the time, no. No. Surveillance sucks. Some spell damage, okay. Ooze or Sugar? Probably Ooze. I also don't have 3/2 so far. This has an upside of... Like, if I want to freeze someone, I probably want to destroy his weapons also. I don't know. This combos with Mana Wyrm, and these two suck, so... okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This fits the curve. It's also the best card here. Frostbolt, pretty easy. Oh boy. Okay, so we only have 2 cards left after these. No, 3. 28, 29, 30. Okay, so let's see. 1 kinda? 2, 3, 4, 5. With 2 1-drops, a Frostbolt, and an Arcane Missiles. Okay, this seems alright. And we have... Like, the Crusher pushes it a little bit towards the Fire Elemental, the Fireball. This makes it so many spells. This also... Do we pick a 4th Water Elemental? 1, 2, 3, 4 4-drops. Is 4 4-drops enough? Plus a 5? Yeah, fine. Also pushes for damage, combos with Crusher. Anoitron, Leper Gnome, Blackwing, Corruptor. I have 1 dragon. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5+ cards. Probably a little bit. I go with the Corruptor, I think. Although I just have this as combo card and it's a poor body. It's like an overcosted Lost Tollstrider. But I could need something that hits actually for something. Like I have these 2 guys, and then I have nothing that hits for 5. And in some games it might combo with the Crusher. Anoitron, I don't know. No, it's just not. No. Maybe I pick up another dragon. Blizzard though. Grim Patron is a fun card, but okay. Picked up a good amount of spells, so maybe I should have picked the one Sorcerer's Apprentice. Okay. I have a lot of strong mage cards in here. 2 Flamestrikes, 2 Firebolts, 3 Water Elementals, 1 Frostbolt. 2 Polymorphs, like a lot of removal. Some fast cards, some very solid cards. Weak cards. The duplicate probably won't hit too much. Maybe it was a mistake to pick it. The Kirin Mage only has 1 card to combo with, and the duplicate also has like only this to combo with. Blackwing Corruptor only has this. So like really weak cards are like only the Blackwing Corruptor and maybe the duplicate, and people still have to play around the secret, so I guess it's not that bad. And it still will draw me like 2 cards out of this minion pool, basically. So it should be alright. Ogre Magi is not that great either, but I have a few spells. I have the missiles, I have the bolt, I have 2 fireballs, I have 2 Flamestrikes, so it might get handy to have this one around. Other than that, the curve looks pretty reasonable. The 5 slot is a little bit weak. I got a lot of situational spells. I will probably find myself sometimes playing Blizzard into Flamestrike just to reset the board. Other than that, looks quite good. 2 1-drops. Reasonable amount of early game. So it looks like the typical board control, removal, overwhelm stuff. My only problem is that this deck has no card draw. Other than the duplicate, basically. So I might end up running out of steam if my opponent has some efficient removal and some card draw. I also, like, I have some catch-up cards at 6 and 7. if the board state is the right one. But other than that, well, yeah, the fireballs, Frostbolt, they count. I guess this should go 8, or I should be able to get it to 8, but maybe even further, but I'm always hesitant with my predictions. But I might see some scenarios where it just doesn't come together.
Jaina versus Uther. I will fight with honor.
Asked for it.
I really want to save an Ooze for a True Silver champion, but I might be forced to play it on 2. I'm not sure if I want to keep the Shade, but I have reasonable amount of 3-drops, but not this many. I guess I might have to play this on 2. I keep these 2 and hope that I draw another 2 that I can play instead of the Ooze, but I'll play the Ooze if I have to. What?
Job's done.
Oh, that's a better 2.
Wanna blow something up?
Not a single minion hit. Huh. There are like 2 strategies I could go now. One is Arcane Missile hit
I wonder.
ping most of the time. But even if this hits twice... What do I do? Do I play the Ooze? Or maybe I just develop the Shade? For now, but then I can... That's like a super tough decision right here.
I wonder.
Let's go with this. At least this denies him coin True Silver, I guess.
What's happening?
Is this big enough for Fireball? I don't really think so. This lines up quite well, but he might trade here. If I play this, I might get Consecrationed. Although I would like to develop the Shade, just because it grows, obviously. Then this is at the 2/2 Frozen. I guess I just play this. I can't wait until I draw my duplicate. Especially because this is quite a good body on the board. If he just plays, I don't know, a Yeti now, I can just Fireball it and go face further. And he cannot use any weapon if he wants to. Like, if he has Muster or True Silver, he cannot build these now.
I am not a morning person.
Might be a Consecration setup. Which would be sad because I can't really play around it at the moment. Oh well, a little bit. More freezing. Oh geez, I didn't realize how many freezes I have in the deck. Whoops. Do I want to freeze his face again? Then the imp trades into my Snowchugger instead of this. I play off curve all the time. It's
For Dalaran.
a little bit annoying.
Reporting for duty.
Might be another Consecration setup. I'm quite afraid of Consecration, that's why I don't play my Shade, huh. But it's probably just better to stay on curve. That's 7? Wait, can I put him... Oh yeah, that's nice.
For Dalaran.
Good thing I kept these two cards in my opening hand, huh? Okay. Blessing of Might? Hand of Protection. Huh. It's like 2 Argent commanders right there. Seven, 13, 14. I think, with the exception of one turn, this guy was frozen the whole game. Huh. Great thing to get off the portal. 7. Whoops. 7 plus 7 is 14, right?
For Dalaran.
Jaina versus Valera.
Watch your back.
You asked for it.
I think especially against Rogue, I would rather go for all my freeze minions. None of these are really appealing. Oh, I got a combo and a water elemental. I just need a 2-drop basically, or another 3-drop.
The pleasure is mine.
Hello.
Well, coin Kirin to a duplicate is not too bad. If he kills my Kirin, I can just play one more Kirin turn 3. Maybe more elementals. Yeah.
We have many secrets.
And he might be afraid of Mirror Entity. Even though I don't have something for the next turn. And these are all, yeah. That's why I picked this over like the Twilight Drake. If this was the Twilight Drake, my hand would look like 4, 4, 4, 5. Well, and the duplicate. That's an interesting choice. I wonder if this means that he has another weapon.
For Dalaran.
Getting haunted creepers duplicated won't be too great, I guess. 4, 5, 6. I guess I just play this. Should I attack this? Maybe. Yeah.
For Dalaran.
I don't really want this to be duplicated. I want this, but will be hard to manage anyways. And I don't want to fireball this. Well, looks like I'll get some creepers.
They are bent
Oh, maybe not.
by command.
I want to fireball this, obviously. I would really like to freeze his face, but I'm not
For Dalaran.
I'm not willing to give up my 4-1 for that. Maybe he was afraid of... Oh, okay. Thought it would be backstab. No. Looks like he understood it. Fan? No. What is he doing?
Choose soon.
What is he doing? What a weird play. He probably wanted me to sacrifice this rather than pinging this. This might be the reason. So I guess we do it. Could play second water elemental, don't really want to. If I wanted to play around betrayal... No, or do I want to? Maybe I want this. I would rather want this, right? Especially with his zero power. Don't want to put a war elemental in the middle, I guess.
For Dalaran.
Just put some hard to remove minions up. Freeze his face all the time. And look to clear the board. If he puts up a big minion like a Sunwalker or 4-stack Max, or I don't know, War Golem, Dr. Boom, can simply polymorph it. And if he puts up some small minions, you can Flamestrike them. Looks pretty good. Other than that, this is 6, 10, 13 damage.
Choose soon.
Oh, oh. More War Elementals for me. Looks like his hand is really clunky. If I draw my second fireball, I win. If he somehow clears the board. Yeah. 2 more water elementals. Pretty good. Why didn't he play this last turn? Eviscerate? Yep. Well, that's still 7.
I give up.
Well played.
Jaina versus Thrall.
For Doomhammer.
You asked for it.
Oh, this looks great. Can keep this against Stormforged Axe, Power Mace. And keep this for the same reason, basically. Environmental. That's a great curve. And I have the flexibility of using one of them if something annoying appears. I'm not sure if that would be better going first. Probably bid. Just because they have the turn 1 zombie Chow. Dream will be coining out the water elemental into another water elemental or something.
Sorry that happened.
Hello.
This might die to a lot of cards. I'm not sure if he kept all his cards because he timed out. Like, maybe he went away for a second. Or a minute. Or because his hand is so good. And might be like Lightning Bolt, Rockbiter, Crackle. If I play Snowchugger next turn, a regular 3-3 might become really annoying. Oh. Okay. He didn't want to do this, but I already gained tempo. Good thing, Chow. Good job. That's a regular 3-3. So if I coin out the elemental, he just runs this into that. Then it's frozen. Then I can kill it. Something here. I don't know. Maybe he does come up with something. I don't know. It's not like if it was a Paladin, I would have tried everything to clear it, I think, because of stuff like. Well, even if he has Blessing of Kings, it kills my Water Elemental, but that's it. Still frozen. Maybe just play the Ooze next turn. Depends a lot on what he does. Fire Guard Destroyer would be annoying. Especially without a Fireball in hand. Or at least a Polymorph. Maybe I just play the Ooze next turn. Ooze and ping. Okay. Oh. Of course. Do I mind taking 7?
What to do? What to do?
Not really, I guess. It's not necessary to heal it up because of this, but oh god. But on the other hand, if I don't do it, it might just die to a lightning bolt or something, or forked lightning, you never know. Maybe I just set up for Blizzard.
What to do?
Oh, maybe I do.
For the crusade!
I thought about trading here. Yeah.
I've got a huge card.
Oh, perfect. Five against my 6. This Fire Guard Destroyer was way too effective. But at least I could deal with it somewhat efficiently. Flamestrike? Flamestrike? Ah. It's not great against this board. He also got the 1/1. That's annoying. I think I want as many things on the board as possible. I think there's no reason for me to trade here, because we'll ping off my Divine Shield, he will trade here. Lightning Storm might be a reason. Fire Elemental. And there are a few reasons to kill one of the wolves, but... I kinda want him to make the trades. Saved me 2 damage.
There's little time.
Should have done this first. Nothing. Okay. Nothing is really interesting. Second Elemental or Argent Commander? Argent Commander clears the board. I like that. Eight, 9. I might be able to set up for a big crusher, but he might just. I don't know what his hand looks like. Okay. Interesting draw. Oh, the Taunt Totem, of course.
Must cleanse the Sunwell.
Huh. I might just play the Fireball on this to deny him a card. I really want to deny him cards right now. The 1 and 4, really good roll for him. Then play this, trade this guy in.
I wonder.
And get every other card denied, basically. Alternative plays. They trade something into the 3-2. And get to develop a Water Elemental instead.
What to do? What to do?
It's not the worst thing in the world. It's also quite excessive, but I really, really, really don't want to give him a card here. And if I don't use this and just play, I don't know, this, I still have to, yeah, fine. This plays around mind control tech. He didn't play any cards the last turn. Really? Well, no big cards at least. He floated a lot of mana the last turns. And leaves my Creeper alive in case of AoE. I get to use this. How nice. Okay.
I wield the power.
My mini Fire Elemental. I think I play around mind control tag. He kept these cards for the whole game. I'm a little bit afraid. And I don't want to give him like a crusher. And I kind of want to save this. I might be too conservative by saving this, but I still have like 2 polymorphs, 1 fireball. So in case of him playing something big, I have answers in the deck.
I wonder.
And I should be able to put him in crusher range next turn. Oh. Okay. Flamestrike might be fun now. I'm curious what these cards are actually. This is 8, 9, 10. This looks like a Flame Tongue setup. I never really gave him the chance of developing a Flame Tongue totem, I think. I think him being frozen is worth more than 2 damage right now. Might be something like Doomhammer too. I'll just play this now. I have a Polymorph in case of a mind control tech. I was so right. Jesus Christ. Or second Cult Master, of course. Taunt? Oh, he didn't trade his Creeper off. This is weird. Oh, I have 2 of these. 8, 9. Okay. Fortunately, these are too many attacks to play here. I think I keep 1 Polymorph around. What should I kill? I played the Ooze, so I kind of want him to be frozen, but I want to kill this too. Fine. Flame Tongue is annoying now, but I couldn't clear the board anyways. Maribel, thanks for the following. Maybe he has 2 mind control decks. No, yeah. Might be. Okay, so I have 5 guys, 3 of which important. If he has Flame Tongue, do something. Yeah.
I wonder.
Easy for me to lose this game with only 1 card. But I still have 2 Flamestrikes in here. Okay, so this card is not Flame Tongue Totem. I'm still curious what it is, though. Might be a weapon. Interesting. We might find it out. I have a lot of small stuff left. 2 Flamestrikes and a Stormwind Knight champion. And a Spectra Knight? No, the other for 6 for 5. Spiteful Smith. Should be all my big cards. Well, and a Fireball. Kinda counts as big card. And the Frostbolt's almost lethal right now. It pretty much is lethal. It doesn't play heal bot. Ooze. What is this card you kept the whole game? Makes me a little bit nervous. I think I had hex-worthy targets on the board during the course of this game. Might just be me.
Well played.
All these long turns.
Jaina versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild.
You asked for it.
Do I keep these cards? If so, both. You kept 3 cards. Okay. I don't have this many 2-drops or early game drops in general. And if he just has something like Wild Growth, I can play this. And I might be able to play like a 6-drop on turn 3 or something. That's why. And if he just plays a regular thing, okay, that's probably better. Because I get to develop this and I can protect it. And if he just wraths it, for example, I can still... okay. I guess I just play the Crusader then.
For the Crusade!
Might have a buff spell, but then I just play Mana Wyrm, Frostbolt anyways. Good thing I saved the portal. I can... At some point I can make a big Mana Wyrm. Potentially. I used the coin for this golem, so that's good for me. Arcane Missiles would be awesome. I think, like Mana Wyrm, Frostbolt his 3-drop, exactly, and then play this. Well, I guess I have to Frostbolt ping this just to protect my Crusader. I have a 5 and a 6 though.
I wonder.
Maybe it's okay. Well, if he swipes, he still has to kill this. I get to develop this. Have this. These keeps didn't turn out too great. Maybe I just do this. Ping. Mana Wyrm? This looks a little bit silly. Huh.
Or die.
7 against my... So he had the swipe, of course. He might have a better 6-drop. 5-drop than my 5-drop. Like a Druid of the Claw.
Bathe in flame.
That's not really better. I'll just continue playing my big guys, I think. And then a duplicate on this board. Looks pretty decent. Maybe he comes up with big taunts in the end. I hope I'll draw my fireballs and polymorphs until then. Oh, okay. Well, I guess this qualifies. Or Blizzard. Blizzard makes sure I get 10 damage in. Huh.
I wonder.
If I play this and he somehow kills it, I don't have lethal next turn. I threaten lethal now. Druids tend to have a lot of taunts though. You might have Dark Whispers, Mark of the Wild, Mark of Nature, Ancient of War, Innovate, Ironbug Protector, Druid of the Claw, Sludge Belcher, Sinji. So much stuff. Oh. Well, or he could just armor up. Wait, nothing?
Squire,
Okay.
attend me.
Ready, sir.
This would have been strange. So I need 1 damage. Huh. I might be forced to kill something here. Does Savage Rock kill me? 6. Six, 13, 15, plus 10 is 25, it's 26. I don't really want to, but I guess I do still. Could have played the Earthen instead. Could play the Earthen still. Then I don't die to a single Savage Raw. I die to any other card then though.
Time runs out on me.
The damned stand ready.
You might be afraid of playing a big taunt because of my secret. And, like, that's not a good duplicate target, but it's an okay target overall, I guess.
What to do?
Uh-oh. It counts for lethal. Uh-oh.
For Blackwing.
Ah, okay. Never mind. Everything's good.
I concede.